A lot of risks chasing dreams, it got my nerve shot. A
So
lot
my
of risks
good
came
peeps,
between, I'm on my third
in my
shot.
last
See,
video,
I'm trying to push through.
I spoke
Tell
about
me what it
knowledge
took
being the
you.
foundation
Tell
of
me
all
about the
things
price
in
you
existence,
paid.
right?
Tell me about the life you
So
made.
now I want to
Tell
speak
me I
about
can
how
do it
important
too.
it is
Say you from where I'm
to
from, and everything will
de-educate
work out in the
and
end. I see the
re-educate
outcome.
yourself,
Income
right?
accolades.
Because
Tell
in
me that I'm
public
strong
school,
enough.
they did not
Every time
teach
I
us
give
about our
flowers,
culture.
I'm like,
They
it
try
took you
to
long
teach us
enough.
about
I've been the
how to be
greatest. Real
submissive,
manhood on
like
top
we
of
didn't
what I
matter,
innovated.
like we didn't do
Whole
nothing
fam
for the
good, don't try me
society,
'cause
like
I'm
we don't
irritated.
belong. They try to
One
make
wrong
us
move
feel
can
like
put me in the wrong
they
mood and get
wanted
your
to
one
put us in the
bedroom
mind frame
ventilated.
of
My
we need to
word
be
is
like
law.
them
My word
in
is
order to
God,
feel
my word
like
is
we're
absolute.
somebody.
Missteps, but
They
I was
didn't want us to
doing
know
what
our
I had
powers
to
and our
do.
strengths.
Big flex, 'cause
They
I ain't
didn't
never
want
do
us
the
to know
average too.
that we were
Left some
by
folks
birth
behind, I'm sorry, but I had to
kings
move.
and queens, the
Looking for
cream
my
of the
new
planet
beginning.
Earth,
Every
the
story
fathers
don't
and mother
come
of
with no happy
civilization.
ending.
So
Looking
it's
for my new
important
beginning.
that you dive
New beginning,
into
you
history
can never stop me.
and get
Hotel
into these
lobby,
books,
keying at
man.
4 a.m.
It's
Braids
important
looking
that you get into
tattooed
these
in. See me, they know it's
things, right?
him.
And
Might have been a
educate
bird or a
yourself,
plane. The
right?
Black Clark
Learn
Kent.
more
Never been no
more
herb or a lame.
about your
Behind these
history,
dark tents, I'm riding
your
low.
true history,
Slow motion,
not what
60
they
frames
taught
a
you,
second. Picture
not
tell 1,000
his
words. Cinematic,
story,
adolescence.
but
Tell me
history.
you've been battle tested. Tell me
Your
where your
true
people are. Show me how you
history of
operate.
who
What
you
demons
are,
and the
who
secrets
your
are. The
people
hidden
are,
deep.
right? Your
The ocean
ancestors.
flow. For
You
those who
gotta be
know.
aware of these things,
When you're
man.
back against that
Because
corner
when
and
it
you
comes
toe to
to
toe, you
knowledge,
find yourself.
you
When
gotta
you find out
educate
what you
yourself
ain't,
so
that
you can
electric
then
bill
pass
ain't
that
getting
down
paid.
to
You
your
find out who
kids.
you can't run home to.
You wanna
But I
pass
sit under
truth down to your
candlelight to write
kids.
songs to. I blame
Listen,
myself, can't even say that was wrong
you
too.
do not
True
want your
loneliness is when you
kids
realize
going
that
through the
they
same
didn't never
thing
really
that
know
you went through, being miseducated by a system that has always been against you. They have always been against you, right? Why do you think they're trying to ban books, right? They're trying to censor this. They're trying to get rid of that. They're trying to burn something down. They burnt in ancient Egypt. They burnt the Alexander the Library, right? They burnt that down to keep us from our knowledge. They separated families to keep us from our knowledge, right? And they still doing the same thing today. They gonna keep you entertained by anything they can do. They puppet masters. What they gonna do is they gonna try to entertain you and keep you distracted, so you won't dive into some of these books I just showed you. They don't want you diving into them things. Nah, they do not want you to know that knowledge. It's called forbidden knowledge. They don't want you to know it, right? As long as you don't know it, you won't become strong mentally, right? If you are both book smart and street smart, now street smart, you got them survival skills, and you know from reading situations within the streets. Now, if you got this history in you too, and you know what they undid, you know what our people was placed up against, you know what they came through and still was building. They was building from nothing. They ain't have nothing. People was calling them their property, and they still built. They own banks, whole communities, this, that, right? They still was doing it, and people be thinking they got it bad. That's another thing. That's another reason. Another reason why it's a must to study history, because individuals be thinking they got it bad when you don't even know how good you got it. You ain't got it bad at all compared to what they was going through back in the day. They get caught reading a book, they might get lashes across their back. You cry about going to jail, right? For something you undid. You done did something wrong. They ain't do nothing wrong. They read a book. But the so-called power to be, knowing the power of an educated black man or woman, deemed that a crime and gave them lashes across their back, or might even killed them if they thought they became too powerful. Listen, study up. Study up. Let's get to it. Let's unite. And the solution to all our problems is to study what's going on and what's causing the problems. Because if you study what's going on and what's causing the problems, then you can come up with solutions to solve the problems. You got to find out the cause of the problem, pull it up by its roots, and then you find solutions to solve the problem. Let's go. Let's get this, man. It's about that time. We got to come back together and get it together, right? We got to have our own communities. We got to get tired of spending our money elsewhere. We got to get tired of going elsewhere for so-called knowledge when they giving us trick knowledge. They lying to you. They ain't leading you to the way. They lying to you. They want to be made the puppet masters, right? Because as long as they got your arms and your mind on that string, right, they can continue to dominate. You're not a big opponent to them no more. Right? They dominate because you letting them outthink you. But if we come together and put our minds together, our money together, and start showing this love and passing this knowledge down and building things that our kids can now inherit, like they kids. They kids inherit things. You got to make sure you leave things for your kids to inherit. Companies, lands, businesses, right? All type of properties. These got your last name on it. You got the ownership of this. You did that. This is what we got to start doing, man. So let's get it together, man. I don't want to make this too long. I just came to say, let's get it together. Let's come together. And let's build this black nation. Peace, love, and respect. Gone.